you. How beautiful are you? I have to admit, I was walking the side and I did not realize how big this crowd was until just now. This is one big gang and it's getting bigger all the time. Thank you, Yang Gang Seattle. Well, when you come to a group like this, I have to say it's almost fun for my campaign team and I, because people are talking about these other candidates and we're drawing bigger crowds, getting bigger numbers, we're polling at higher levels. Now, you all are here. If you're here, you know that I'm not a career politician. I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a problem solver, and I'm here to solve the problem that's been driving our country to distraction for the last 2 years, which is how the heck did Donald Trump win in 2016? And if you were just to come from another planet and turn on CNN, what would you think were the reasons why Donald Trump won? The list would go, I agree, so someone just shouted Russia, that's definitely very high on the list. Maybe Facebook, maybe FBI, maybe Hillary Clinton. But I looked at the numbers, I did some math. And the reason why Donald Trump is our president today is that we automated away 4 million manufacturing jobs in Ohio, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Missouri, Iowa, all the swing states that he needed to win. How many of you are from one of those states? Yeah, I knew it. And so if you're from those states, you know what I mean. And now, how many of you all work for Amazon or one of the tech companies out here? It's cool. Techies are a big part of the Yang Gang. And if you work in technology, you know that what we did to the manufacturing jobs, we will now do to the retail jobs, the call center jobs, the fast food jobs, the truck driving jobs, and also jobs like bookkeeping, accounting. I was an unhappy corporate attorney for 5 whole months, and I guarantee you can automate that job. We are in the 3rd inning of the greatest economic and technological transformation in the history of our country. It's called the 4th Industrial Revolution, and is already tearing us apart. Donald Trump is a symptom. He's not the disease. It is not immigrants that are causing these problems throughout our country and economy. It is technology. It is not immigrants. What do you think, Seattle? So this is what drove Donald Trump to win. And I looked at the numbers. There's actually a direct line up between the adoption of industrial robots in a district and the movement towards Donald Trump. You can actually trace the line district by district. So I had the research and I went to Washington, D.C., and I'm a pretty cool guy, so I can meet with fairly important people. And what do you think the folks in Washington, D.C. said to me when I said, hey guys, we're going through this massive transformation. It's already gotten Donald Trump in the White House and it's just going to get worse. What are we going to do? What do you think the folks in Washington, D.C. said to me when I said, what are we going to do? So the big responses I got were, number 1, we cannot talk about that. Number 2, we should study that. And number 3, we must educate and train all Americans for the jobs of the future. And that third one sounds halfway responsible. If you really didn't know what they were saying, you'd be like, yeah, that's right. And then you just like turn away. And then they'd go back to their salad and say, excellent, the conversation is over. But again, I looked at the numbers. You all want to know what the effectiveness rate of government-funded retraining programs for manufacturing workers? What do you how effective do you think those were? Shout out some numbers. It was 0 to 15%. And so then when I said, hey, we're terrible at that, it's 0 to 15%. Do you know what they said to me? They said, he said this salad is delicious. That's what he said. But what they said to me was, I guess we'll get better at it then. That's what passes for policy in Washington, D.C. I guess we'll get better. So I came back from Washington, D.C. There was one guy there who actually did me this immense favor, and he said something I'm going to share with you all today. He said, Andrew, you're in the wrong town. No one here is going to do anything about these problems because this is not a town of leaders. Washington, D.C. is a town of followers. And this guy actually said to me in a meeting in D.C., he said, the only way that we will try and solve these problems is if you were to create a wave in other parts of the country and bring that wave crashing down on our heads. And what I said to him was, challenge fucking accepted. And that's why I'm here with you all tonight, Seattle, to create that wave, bring it crashing down on their heads, wake them up, and say that we can do better than this.